sitting along the bank of the Skunk River in Ames, Iowa, a river that's influenced by agricultural and urban land use. Let's look a little more closely at urban land use.
Many people assume that the water collected in storm drains goes to the wastewater treatment plant, but it doesn't. Instead, it goes through a pipe system and is discharged directly into our streams, carrying with it anything and everything that was polluting the street surface. In some cases, that water may go to a detention basin for flood management. But in either case, the water that runs off of impervious surfaces such as roadways is called stormwater. We are here today to discuss what you can do to help prevent stormwater pollution and improve water quality in our streams and lakes. First of all, be aware that there are now federal, state, and local stormwater regulations to help protect and improve water quality. The community in which you live may be required to implement certain programs that prevent pollution of stormwater, or it may simply want to improve water quality for the sake of improving the quality of life in your community. Here are some things that you can do to help protect and improve water quality. Lawn care. Take a look at a bag of fertilizer. There are 3 numbers on the front of the bag along with application instructions. Those numbers indicate the amount of nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in the fertilizer. Not all soils and yards have the same fertilization needs. Make sure that you are not over-applying fertilizer that can run off your lawn and into the storm drain. Test your soil to determine how much and what type of nutrients your lawn actually needs. For the most part, established lawns need very little, if any, phosphorus since the soils in Iowa contain plenty of it. Contact the Iowa State University Extension for more details on soil testing. Lawn clippings. Don't sweep your grass and leaves and other lawn clippings into the street. Mulch them and leave them on your lawn, or compost them, or contact your city to determine where they can be properly disposed of. If you sweep them into the street, they will go into the storm drain and eventually into our streams and cause the depletion of oxygen in the water. Car washing. Some of us like clean, sparkly cars and like to wash our cars in our home driveways. Keep in mind that all of the soap and rinse water, along with dirt and grit, move down your driveway, into the street, and right down the storm drain. Here are some alternatives. Pull your car onto your lawn and wash it there. The grass will enjoy the water and the soap and grit stays out of the storm drain. Better yet, go to a commercial car wash where the water from your dirty vehicle is collected and treated. Your car stays clean, and so do our streams. Dumping down the drain. Please don't dump used oil, paint, paintbrush washout, or other potentially hazardous substances down the storm intake or drain intake on your street. They all need to be disposed of properly. Contact your local city solid waste department and ask where you should use chemicals. Remember, the water collected in the storm drain is not treated and goes directly to your neighborhood stream. Retain the rain. How about trying to keep as much stormwater generated from your rooftop, driveway, sidewalks, and yard in your own yard? Redirect your downspouts. One small, inexpensive change, as easy as redirecting your downspouts from driveways and other hard surfaces to vegetated areas that will soak up the runoff rather than quickly sending it away. In all of the following ideas, including this one, it's important to stay a safe distance from your house foundation so you don't replace one problem on the outside with another on the inside.
At your residential lots, a lot of people can do just real small things, and it's a way that you can kind of cut away at the piece of the pie of that watershed and try to do some work. Rain gardens on a private lot are generally very small, very hard to find if you don't know they're there. And they can actually take that water in, infiltrate that water that's coming off your parking lot or your driveway, your sidewalks, your roof water. And it can actually even take the stuff that's coming off your yard. We think of grass generally as being impervious surfaces, but after somebody's driven over it, 10 or 12 times, and you get a lot of compaction, and so we're actually seeing runoff from yards. So doing things like deep aeration and coming back over and covering with a thin layer of compost, maybe 1 to 2 inches, can help revigorate your yard. You're going to see in a yard situation with compost, you'll see greener grass longer because the compost will hold the moisture in and allow that grass to continue to get the moisture it needs. But you can also do things like pervious paver systems. You can put in rain barrels that you can catch the water and just slowly use it for watering plants in your garden. Anything you can do to kind of trap the water back up in the watershed, and in your yard, no matter where you're at, you're in a watershed, you can help protect the water quality of that stream, that river, that lake, whatever it is where your water is heading.
You could also plant deep-rooted native wildflowers and grasses at strategic locations in your yard. The deep roots of these plants break up the soil and allow the water to filter through it. Try to keep the stormwater runoff from our house, driveway, and sidewalks in our yard. Rain gardens. Install a rain garden in your yard and direct your downspouts into the garden. A rain garden is simply a shallow bowl-type depression in your yard that's located away from your foundation. Downspouts to the depressional area are directed to that area that has been amended with a mixture of the soil you removed, sand, and compost. Plants are then planted on top. You could add some of your favorites, and, or best, are the deep-rooted native flowers and grasses. When it rains, the rainwater soaks into the landscaped area and percolates into the soils below rather than quickly flowing away down the drive, into the street, and to the closest storm drain. We have looked at what you can do in your yard to capture rainfall. Let's take a look at what one Iowa community is trying to do to reduce water pollution.
We're at the Arnold's Park Amusement Park and the Iowa Great Lakes Maritime Museum parking lot, which is in the city of Arnold's Park, Iowa. And we're here to talk about this rain garden and demonstration projects actually of low impact development here in the Iowa Great Lakes. What started this project was the city of Arnold's Park was requiring this parking lot to be paved, all commercial parking lots to be paved. So what happened here is we have West Okoboji, which is just down about half a block from this parking lot. We didn't want all this heated and polluted water to going into West Okoboji untreated. And so this parking lot has been designed to catch the rain events, and not every rain event, but up to a 1 1/4 inch rain event, and catch 90% of the pollutants that would have entered the lake. We're seeing native grass and native flower rain gardens. We've got 3 or 4 cells of those. We've got a turf grass rain garden system, which looks like regular turf grass, but it does an infiltration type of practice that will clean the water before it gets to go to the lake. We have a pervious pavement system, which allows the rainwater to actually go through the concrete, and then it goes into a rock basin, and that rock basin will eventually drain it to West Okoboji. All these practices will eventually let the water go to West Okoboji either through a piping system or through the natural hydrology that we're trying to reestablish here in the parking lot.
So what we do in our yards, what we do with our yard waste, how we use fertilizers, how we dispose of used motor oil, paint, and other household chemicals in our communities all impact water quality in our local streams. In the end, we all need to do our part to protect this precious natural resource, water. Contact your local stormwater manager to find out if there are volunteer opportunities. One such opportunity would be adopting the local stream in your neighborhood. Another may be attending a local stormwater management workshop. Another is joining in a local watershed group. If one doesn't exist, why not start one? More ideas on how to improve water quality in Iowa can be found at www.iowastormwater.org, your statewide connection to stormwater issues in Iowa, your city's website, or the Iowa Department of Natural Resources website at www.iowastormwater.org. www.iowadnr.gov.
Thank you for joining in the fight for our water survival. It's a fight we simply have to win.